from that aspect, in your opinion, how does that affect New York State now?
It will affect New York State because we actually, across the country, have the best services for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the country. We actually think that our services are the best in the world. Yes, there are some things that we could do better, but having self-advocacy and having your local groups and having groups in your different cities, we're the ones that bring up the issues that affects people's lives, and we're the ones that tell people what we need and how to work with the services. So it's very important for us to be the ones to speak about what we need. And the people across the state, the commissioner and New York State OMRDD and some of the other agencies that work with people, they listen to the issues straight from people's everyday lives. Also working with families and provider agencies in the state.
Now we talked about jobs, we talked about some national issues. Not that we have a big audience, but we have one person that was in the audience earlier that asked about, what about education for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities? Either special education or integration for people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. How is that going to be affected in 2009, or how is SAVE going to work in improving that system for people?
Well, on a national level, coming from the education department in Washington, they have already put through some initiatives to help people, with, higher education, as far as having people have different experiences on college campuses and making it easy for people to go back to school and, get their GEDs, and, that will be part of the whole overall, educational system for people with disabilities. I do know that that's part of what was passed by the last Congress, given some of the things that they did pass, was the educational piece, and also the educational piece for the state. The governor has put forth an agenda for education with the upcoming budget issues that everyone knows about and that everybody has to take a part of. Some of the educational pieces that they approved has been cut back, but they're not going to totally cut out everything for education. So it's up to us to kind of take advantage of what's there for us. So I think that people will continue to have improvements in education. It's just, are people going to take advantage of it? And do people want to, work at what's in place? And it's our jobs to make sure that that happens as self-advocates.
But isn't it difficult for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to be able to find out that information?
Well, I look at it this way. Most people might look at it different. I look at it as, that's why we have self-advocacy. That's why we have parent organizations. That's why we have these organizations across the country to make sure that the information is getting out there. And one of the things that I talked about the other day when I met with the Obama transition team was how to make sure that people got the information and how to use the internet and different, devices to get the messages out there, because everyone uses the internet. People go on these chat lines and all the other things that's available. Why not go on some of the websites that provide you with information that you can read and that you'll be able to understand? If you want to know anything about what the government's doing and what President-elect Obama is doing, is go on change.gov, and it tells you the programs that he's doing for people with disabilities, and it also tells you how you can get involved, your local community. We were just talking the other day about health forums to send to Secretary Daschle so that he would know what people's lives are about, what's happening in your lives as far as health. And if you go on change.gov, they have a website so that people will be able to tell if they're having problems with Medicaid, if they're not receiving what they need to receive as far as Social Security to, help out. So he wants the states and the local communities to organize these health forums and then go on the website and send the information back. So, which I think is a good thing. What do you think?
I think that's also a good. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a good thing?
Yeah, of course. A couple more questions I want to ask you, Chester.
Yes.
If people got their money, or some people did not get the money, how many people got any money at all?
Are you talking about the money that they were supposed to get?
Yes.
In their checks or Social Security?
Yes, if you put it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, if they didn't, I think that there's a website that you can be able to look at to find out. But I think as far as, upcoming money and different things like that, that's part of what your counties and what your different departments, Department of Health, through the Department of Health, they can help the different departments help people, access, their different benefits, the food stamps, all of those things that are programs that the state and federal government set up for people. If they're having problems, they should, contact someone. And if they're having other problems, you always can contact Sam, and they'll put his number up there. Or, Sam can contact me, or you can contact me if it's something that we can handle in Albany. And they'll put my number. They'll put my numbers up.